Good day, BA27 students. Welcome to another discussion of strategic management. But today, we will be discussing Unit 7, which is your key considerations in implementing a strategy. Implementing a strategy requires more than just coming up with a good plan. It also involves considering how organization is designed and structured, how its culture can support the strategy, and how resources are allocated. Key considerations in implementing a strategy include creating an effective organizational design that matches the strategy, sustaining an organization's culture that supports the strategy, providing strategic leadership, linking reward and evaluation systems to the strategy, and allocating resources effectively. So by carefully considering these factors and align them with the strategy, organizations can improve their chances of successful implementing their strategies and achieving their goals. So, in this unit, you will gain a deeper understanding on the major elements in implementing strategy and appreciate the importance of creating an effective organizational structure or organizational culture and strategic leadership in implementing a strategy. So let's start. In creating an effective organization design refers to the formalized pattern of interaction that link a firm's tasks, technologies, and the people. Traditional forms of organization structure include hierarchical functions and divisional structure. So as a company grows and diversifies, its strategy and structure will also evolve. This is because the company will need to adapt its organizational design to accommodate new product lines, markets, and geographic location. So for example, a company that started a small single product business may have a simple organizational structure with hierarchical design. So as it grows and expands into new markets or product lines, it may adopt a divisional structure to better manage and coordinate its various business units. So the strategic structure relationship is important because the structure of an organization should align with its strategy. So if a company's strategy is to diversify into new markets or product lines, then a divisional structure may be more appropriate. On the other hand, if a company's strategy is to streamline operations and reduce costs, then a functional strategy may be more effective. So later on, we will know it farther and deeper. So showing you the pattern of growth of a large corporation, which includes your strategy or strategy structure relationship. A simple structure is a type of organizational structure that is commonly used by small entrepreneurial companies. So as these companies grow and increase their sales revenue and volume of outputs over time, they may engage in some vertical integration to secure sources of supply and channels of distribution. So, to reiterate it to you, vertical integration involves owning and controlling different stages of the production and distribution processes. From raw materials to your finished products, this can help companies reduce costs and increase efficiency by eliminating middlemen and ensuring consistency or consistent quality. So, your value chain analysis. So, for example, a small clothing retailer may start out buying inventory from wholesaler and selling it in their own store. So, as the business grows, they may decide to grow or start their own clothing line and manufacture their products themselves. Okay? So, again, instead of you looking at other seller, okay, then kayo na mismo yung gagawa. Okay, so this would involve vertical integration into the manufacturing process, allowing them to control the quality and cost of their product. So the strategy structure relationship is important in this context because the organizational structure should be designed to support the company's strategy. So as a company engages in vertical integration, it may need to adopt a more complex organizational functions and process involved. Again, understanding the pattern of growth and this strategy structure relationship can help companies make informed decisions about their organizational design as they expand and evolve. So this can ultimately help them achieve their goals or your goals and remain competitive in the marketplace or in the industry that you are in. What about simple organizational structure? So, simple organizational structure, an organization form in which the owner manager makes most of the decisions and control activities, and the staff serve as an extension of the top executive. So let's imagine you have a hotel, and you're the manager. So in hospitality management or in your industry, a simple organizational structure would mean that you as a manager have the most control and make most of the important decision. So again, as a manager, you will be responsible for things like deciding how many rooms that your hotel should have, what amenities to offer, and how much to change for each room. So again, as a manager, you need to decide on those matters. So you should also decide on hotels policies such as check-in and check-out times, okay, um, and how to handle customer complaints if there are. Okay, so to make it more simpler, I just would like you to highlight the advantages of this specific structure. So the advantages of a simple organizational structure include direct supervision for efficient task coordination, centralized decision making for quick and decisive choices, and flexibility with less task specialization. Also, fewer rules and regulations for a more adaptable work environment, and informal evaluation and reward system providing personalized feedback and recognition. For disadvantages, so it includes may foster creativity and individualism since there are generally few rules and regulations. Also, employees may not clearly understand their responsibilities, which can lead to conflict and confusion. So that is your simple organizational structure. What about functional structure? So when an organization is small, pag sinabi natin small, it composes 15 or fewer employees. So again, it is necessary to have a variety of formal arrangements and grouping activities. However, as firm grows, excessive demands may be placed on the owner's managers in order to obtain and process all of the information necessary to run the business. So chances are the owner will not be skilled in all specialties. For example, in accounting, what else? Engineering, production, and marketing. So let's take a look at this scenario or example. So again, imagine you have a hotel and that starts with only a few employees, like you have a couple of your friends. Kasi nga, di ba, you're just starting. So at first, it is easy for you to do everything by yourself because there isn't much to manage. Okay? Madali lang because you're still starting up. But as your hotel becomes more popular and more guests starts coming in, it becomes harder for you to handle everything on your own. You have to make sure that the rooms are clean, welcome guests at the front desk, handle their payments, and answering their questions. So on top of that, you also need to think about advertising the hotel, mga planning events, and keeping track of the hotel's finances. Again, kayo lahat ng gagawa niyan. So you realize that you can be an expert in everything. So you might be ready or you might be really good at welcoming guests and making them feel happy, but you might not know how much about accounting or how to fix things when they break. Okay? So again, meron kang strengths, but then at some point, meron ka din naman hindi alam. So it's important to have people who specialize in those areas to help you run your hotel better. So you decide to hire more people with different skills. Okay. So you hire for an accountant, of course, to handle your finances, an engineer to fix things if there are things that need to um, do or repair, and a marketing specialist if if it concerns to the promotion of your hotel. Now, those specialization or each of the person mentioned has their own expertise and focuses on their specific task, which making the hotel run more smoothly. So, in hospitality management, okay, as the organization grows, it becomes more important to have different people with specific skills to handle different areas. Again, just like our example a while ago. So this way, everyone can do what they're best at, and together they make the hotel successful. Okay, that's your functional structure. So advantages for this structure is that, okay, enhance coordination and control by grouping specialists into function departments, just like what we mentioned a while ago, such as accounting, marketing, and operation, and many other. A company can improve coordination and control within each area. So each department focuses on its specific task and can develop expertise in that particular function kasi ngayon na lang yung palagi nilang ginagawa. Okay? So, meron silang concentration, and with that, they are now able to develop expertise on that particular field or function. So this specialization allows for better coordination of activities within each department, leading to increased efficiency and effectiveness. For its decision making, in a function structure, decision making authority is centralized at the top of the organizations. This means that important decisions are made by top level management who had a broad view of the entire organization. Pag sinabing centralized decision making, that helps ensures that decision align with the overall goals and strategy of the company, promoting consistent and coherence across functional or different function areas. For your organizational levels perspective with the function structure, there is a greater emphasis on the organizational level perspective. So again, instead of each function or function area working independently, the focus is how each function contributes to the overall success of the organization. So again, this encourages holistic approach, okay, and helps foster collaboration and alignment between different departments. It also allows for a better understanding of how decision in one area can impact other areas of the company. For its disadvantages, the difference in value and orientation among functional areas may impede communication and coordination. Okay? Kasi nga, sometimes we're not able to understand each other because of level of specialization. Okay, so for divisional structure, so an organization groups its activities based on different products, projects, or product markets. This means that the organization is divided into smaller units or divisions that are responsible for specific product or product lines or projects. So again, example, hotel na naman tayo. Okay, so hotels might have different divisions like, for instance, we have beach hotel division, city hotel division, theme park hotels division. So, pag sinabing beach hotels division, this division takes care of hotels that are located near the beach. They focus on making sure guests a great time or have a great time with activities like swimming, building sandcastle, and many other more which is related to activities under beach. Okay? While for city hotel, this division looks after hotels located in big cities. Okay? So urban. They focus on providing comfortable rooms for people who are visiting the city for business or for vacation. So they might also offer services like city tours or guides to help other guests explore the city. Also, theme park. So this division manages hotel located near famous theme parks. So they focus on creating a fun experience for families or friends or any group of individuals visiting a theme park. So again, they might have a special decorations, characters from the park, and even offer packages that includes ticket dun sa park na malapit sa kanila. So each division is like its own team. So they have their own hotels and special things. They do make guests happy based on where the hotel is and what guests like. So the beach hotel division wants to make sure guests have a great time at the beach. The city hotel division wants to help guests have a good time in the city, and the theme park hotel division wants to make sure families have an amazing time at the theme park. So by organizing this hotel into divisions, it helps each division to focus on what they are good at and what their guest needs. So meron tayong concentration na function. Okay? They can come up with ideas and plans that works best for the specific hotel type or location. Okay? So for example, at the beach, at hotel division might have a special activities like beach valley or anything that again activities on this particular division. Okay, so that is for divisional structure. To highlight the advantages, having a separate divisions in a company is like having a different teams. Kasi nga, diba, divisional structure. So each team takes care of different operation of their respective division. This helps because the people in charge of each team can focus on making their products or services that the best they could be. They don't have to worry about everything else in the company because again, meron na tayong naka-assign each of the division. Okay, so this way, the big bosses now or your top level managers now can think about the big plans and ideas for the whole company instead of, or it's like everyone has their own important job to do and together they make the company even better. For its disadvantage, a divisional structure is somewhat that can be costly because each division need now to have its own set of employees, operations, and resources, which can lead to duplication and increased expenses of the company. What about strategic business unit or your SBU structure? So this one, an organization's form in which products or projects or product market divisions are grouped into homogeneous units. So highly diversified companies or corporations may consist of dozens of different divisions, and these divisions with similar products, markets, and or technologies are grouped into homogeneous units to achieve some synergies. So it helps companies organize the different parts into smaller groups that are small to each other. So these smaller groups are called your strategic business unit. I just would like to give you an example for this one. So for example, let's focus on, of course, in your industry, hospitality. So your corporation might have a strategic business unit for their hotel division. Within this unit, they group together hotels that are similar to each other. So they could have a group for luxury hotels, or another group would be for those who have budget hotels and more for resort, and each focuses on their own kind of hotel. Basta it was being grouped accordingly. So by grouping similar hotels together, your hotel can get some special advantage. So the hotels in each group can share their ideas, of course, and work together to make hotels even better. They can also share resources and learn from each other's successes and challenges. Parang nagbe-benchmark na sila. This way, they can achieve better results and make guests happier. So this structure helps your corporation manage the different parts more effectively because it's like having a smaller teams that can work well together. They have similar goals and do similar things. So this makes it easier for the top level manager to see everything that make sure that the company is successful all over. So to sum it up, okay, your organization can organize their different parts into smaller groups or similar to each other. This help them work better together and achieve great things in each area they focus on. Okay, so that is SBU. For SBU structure, the advantage of this one is that it makes planning and control easier for the main office. Instead of the big bosses trying to manage every hotel directly, they can now focus on overseeing the SBU. They can make decisions that help all hotels in a particular SBU and trust the SBU teams to take care of the details. Okay? So, for its disadvantage, having a strategic business can make it harder for different parts of the company to work together and share ideas. It can also make the company more expensive because, again, it needs an extra manager and extra cost. For holding company structure, so this one, our organizational form that is a variation of the divisional organizational structure in which the division have a high degree of autonomy, both from other divisions and from corporate headquarters. So imagine a big pretend company, or imagine a big company that owns many different companies, like for example, iba-ibang company. You have toy company, clothing brand, and restaurant chain. So again, instead of controlling everything from one central office, each company do things their own way and make decisions on their own. They have a lot of freedom to run their businesses without too much interference from the main office. So by giving this each company a lot of independence, it allows them to focus on what they're good at and make decisions at the best of their specific business. This can make each company more successful because they can be more flexible and adapt to their own unique challenges and opportunities. For its disadvantages in a holding company structure, the big boss at the main office has less control over the smaller companies now. They deeply they deeply rely on the bosses of each company to make important decisions. But if one of those boss leaves, it can cause a big problem because there may not be enough people ready to take their place quickly because again they have different assignments. Like a team that was, for example, in a game, it's like a team losing their star player without having a good backup ready to step. So another is your matrix structure. So an organizational form in which there are multiple lines of authority and some individuals report to at least two managers. So again, let's say we have a hotel chain that wants to implement a matrix structure in their organization. So in this matrix structure, they have different departments such as front desk, housekeeping, food and beverages, and events, and many other more. So each department has its own manager who oversees the day-to-day operations and tasks. Now, let's imagine a scenario where hospitality industry is planning a big event like a wedding or wedding expo, which involves coordination between multiple departments. So in a matrix structure, there would be a project manager assigned with that specific event and employees from different departments like the front desk, housekeeping, food beverages, and any other department that has something to do with the event would be involved in this or in that event project. So they would report to both the department manager for the regular task and the project manager for that specific event, which is your wedding expo. Okay? So, food beverages department might have their regular task of preparing meals for guests, but they also have work with the project manager to plan the menu and catering services of that, just like we mentioned a while ago, wedding expo. Okay? So, the advantage of this matrix structure is that employees can bring their specialized expertise from the department while also collaborating with other and specific projects. It allows for better coordination and integration of the efforts across all departments, ensuring that the event is successful. However, it can also be a bit of challenging as employees may need to balance expectation and priorities for their department manager and to the project manager. Okay, so again, meron kang dalawang boss dito. Clear communication and coordination become essential to make sure everyone is aligned and working towards the same goal. Now, a matrix structure, it involves employees from different departments, okay? Just to make it easier to understand, working together under the guidance of the department manager and as a project manager for specific projects or projects that requires cross-department collaboration. So these are the disadvantages and advantages of your matrix structure. Okay. So in matrix structure, resources like skilled employees, your equipment, and facilities are shared among different projects or tasks instead of duplicating them for each project. So this allows highly skilled individuals to work on multiple projects and efficiently utilize their expertise. It's like having a team of experts who can contribute their knowledge and skills to different projects, making the best use of your available resources. And for disadvantages, um, with this one, okay, there is a bit of conflicting priorities. Okay, sino ba ang uunahin? Yung project manager ba? Or yung talagang your main duties and responsibilities? Role ambiguity also and increased complexity. Potential power struggles and over-dependence on key individuals. So again, clear communications, defined rules, and effective collaborations are important to mitigate these challenges. So, international operations bring unique challenges and opportunities for businesses, and selecting the right organizational structure is crucial for effective managing global activities. Now, there are several primary types of structures commonly used to manage a firm's international operations, including the following. So, we have the International Division, Geographic Area Division, Worldwide Functional, Worldwide Product Division, and Worldwide Matrix. So, in the international division structure, a company has a specialized or a special division that focuses on managing their operations in different countries. So, this division takes care of international sales, what other functions of the organization or operation. We have also marketing and customer support, while other divisions handle operations in the company's home country. So, for example, in an hotel, they have a special team called Global that takes care of their hotels in different countries. This team helps international guests with booking rooms, promote the hotel in different places, and make sure visitors from around the world have a great time. At the same time, they have another team called Your Local. Okay, so again, whichever you wanted to name it. So that looks after the hotels naman in their own country. So this team makes sure local guests have a wonderful stay and enjoy their time at the hotel. So having these separate teams for international and local operation helps your hotel give the best service to guests from different countries. It is like having a special people who understand the needs and preferences of visitors from different parts of the world and make sure they have an amazing experience in staying in your hotel. Okay? So that is international division. For geographic area division structure, yes, when a company organizes its operational based on different geographic regions. So this means that the company groups in activities and resources internationally according to specific locations or countries. So again, let's take a look at an example of a hotel. Okay? So in a hotel chain where they may have a geographic area division structure where they have different teams for different regions. So they might have a team for hotels in Asia, another in America, another team in Europe, and so on and so forth. So again, each team takes care of the hotels in their assigned region. They make sure everything runs smoothly, like managing bookings and many other activities in relation to their stay in the organization. In this way, your hotel can now focus on the unique needs and preferences of each guest in each region. Okay, so hindi mo na pwedeng pakialaman pa yung mga procedures or processes or activities ng hotel ninyo in Europe or in America. Nakakoncentrate ka lang dito sa Asia. So they can offer experiences that are tailored to the culture and attraction of that particular place kung asan ka man naka-assign. Okay? For worldwide function structure and worldwide product division structure. So in a worldwide functional structure, all departments in here or all departments of a company have responsibilities that extends globally. It means that different teams within the organization, again, such as marketing and many other more, work together to handle tasks and make decisions for the entire company worldwide. Okay? So hindi na siya divisional, hindi na siya divisional. Okay? For your worldwide product division structure, in this one, different divisions of a company have responsibilities to cover the entire world. So each division now focuses on a specific product or services that services and manage it globally. Okay, so that is worldwide function and worldwide product division structure. For a global startup, this one naman is a type of business that wants to use resources and sell things in a multiple countries right from the beginning. So again, it's like a company that wants to be big all around the world. For example, again, in an hotel, okay, your hotel chain wants to open up in different countries all at once. So again, instead of just starting in one place and expanding later, this one, okay, the company wants to operate all at once. Kaya ko na. I can do it. So why not simultaneously open the hotel? Okay? So the structure of an organization now can greatly influence its strategic formulation by determining how decisions are made. So how information is communicated and how resources are allocated. So the structure of organizations affects how it operates and competes in the market. So executives may not want to change their rules or move to new locations, and there are costs involved in hiring and training personnel. So strategy and day-to-day operations are closely linked to the organization's structure, which impacts its overall performance. So jumping into the boundaryless organization's design. So a boundaryless organization is like a place where there are no strict boundaries or walls. There's no separation. It means people from different parts of the company can easily share ideas, work together, and even connect with people outside the company. This helps them or people in the organization come up with cool new things and make sure everyone has a great time. Okay? For example, in a borderless organization, specifically in your industry, when employees from different departments like housekeeping, front desk, and food and beverages can easily collaborate and share ideas to enhance guest experiences. Because lang ko they would tell that this particular guest, ang food na gusto niya is ganito. Kasi nakita ko dun sa room while doing housekeeping, ganito yung usually na nakikita ko. So parang ganon. So the organizations may also partner with external stakeholders such as local tour operators or technology providers to offer unique services or leverage new technologies. Another is your barrier-free organization. So a barrier-free organization is like a special place where people from different backgrounds, jobs, and goals come together and find ways to work together smoothly. So they break down barriers and share information to help each other and make things better for everyone involved. It's like creating a big team where everyone can understand each other and work together. So in this organization, employees from different culture, department, and roles come together to create a harmonious and employable experience for guests. So for instance, again, the housekeeping team works closely with the front desk team to ensure that rooms are clean and ready for guests. So they share information about guest preference and special requests to provide personalized services. Of course, first things first, the front desk be aggressive, right? And if there are requests coming from the guests that they wanted to have this kind of thing, then i-relay niya dun sa housekeeping. Just like from time to time, I want the room to be clean. And as a front desk officer or assistant or employee, you need now to relay that to the house. Okay? So that's for barrier-free organization. Now, to create a preamble internal boundaries in the organization or in this industry that you are in, it's like making a big team where everyone understands and appreciates each other's job. So the company can teach employees about different rules so they know how everyone contributes. They also encourage everyone to talk and work together, which help solve problems and share important information, and that this makes the work environment more friendly and fair for everyone. For the modular organization, this is like a team where some members help with things that are not very important, while other members focus on the most important tasks. So the team asks some outside helpers to do some of these less important tasks, but the team still keeps control of everything. So again, a third person or third party. Okay, so for example, a hotel might ask an outside company to provide the linens and towels, or they would ask other company to wash these towels or linens na hindi na sila yung gagawa. Okay? Kasi mas may importante pa silang gagawin. But the hotel still decides which one to use and when to replace them. So that doesn't mean that since sila na yung kinausap mo, then palaging sila na yung kukunin mo. No. They could decide any time and any organization that would do that services for the company. Okay? For virtual organization, so this one is like a group of friends who help each other out with different things they are good at. So they work together even though they are not in the same place and are not all part of the same company. Okay? So again, kahit hindi sila nag-work in the same company. Okay? This way, they can all share their skills and save money by working together. It's like a big team that can change and grow as needed. So understanding the different types of organizational structure used to manage a firm's international operation is important for strategic leaders in order to determine the best structure to achieve the company's global objectives. Now, in strategic leadership, is important because this is the process of how transforming organizations from what they are to what the leader would help them become. So it's also noteworthy that strategic leadership is that the leader guides the organization and makes decisions to change it and make it better. They have a vision of what the organization should be or it should be like and take actions to make it happen. And there also here is your setting a direction. So it is a strategic leadership activity of strategic analysis or strategy analysis and strategy formulation. So setting a direction is like making a plan for organization's future. Now, the leader here looks at how things are going now and figures out what needs to change if there are any. So, they think about where the organization wants to go and how to get there. It's like um, drawing a map to reach your destination. In strategic leadership also comes with designing the organization as an important part of your strategic leadership. So in here, it involves creating the right structure, teams, and systems with the company to make sure that everyone is working together to achieve the leader's goal. So this includes things like setting up teams, designing processes, and putting in place systems to support the company's strategies. So by building a strong and effective organization, a leader can help ensure that their vision is successfully implemented. So an excellent and ethical organizational culture, also part of your strategic leadership, means that the company's values important skills and abilities and follows strong moral principles in all aspects of its operation. In excellent and ethical organizational culture emphasizes the importance of both being highly skilled in what the company does and doing so with integrity and fairness. So it creates a positive work environment and helps build trust and credibility with your stakeholders. So, creating a culture committed to excellence and ethical behavior means making sure everyone in the organization tries their best and does the right thing. So, again, it's like having a special way of doing things that makes everyone proud of and happy to be part of the team. Now, leaders here are like superheroes, okay, if you want to, who help make sure that everyone follows these important rules and makes the organization's great place to work. So, in getting things done, overcoming barriers and using power of effectiveness are two important elements of being a great leader. So, there are two elements of it, which is your overcoming barriers and using power effectively. So, overcoming barriers. Overcoming barriers means finding ways to overcome obstacles that stands in the way of making important changes in an organization. One common barrier is when individual or the whole organization are comfortable with how things are and don't want to take any risks by making changes or like your status quo. I think that I already mentioned this to you during our earlier discussion. Okay, so this idea is not new to you anymore. It's like also being afraid of trying something new because they prefer to stick to what they already know. Good leaders find ways to convince people to step out of their comfort zones and embrace positive changes from the betterment or for the betterment of the organization. Another overcoming barrier is this. Okay, so overcoming barrier again means finding ways to overcome obstacles that prevent a leader from making important changes in an organization, which includes, okay, in addition to what we have mentioned earlier. Okay, so systematic barrier. These are obstacles that come from how the organization is set up. They can make it difficult for information to flow smoothly and be properly evaluated. And another one is also your behavioral barriers. So these barriers occur when managers only look at things from their own limited point of view based on their past education and experience. In this, it can prevent them from seeing talaga the need for change or considering new ideas kasi they are still on or seeing their views in their past education and in their experience, and they assume that this thing would go along the way. Another overcoming barrier is your political barrier. So these obstacles that arises from conflicts and power struggles within the organization. Okay, so those leaders that holds a high position, okay, need to know that different people may have different interests and may resist change to promote their own power or influence. Okay, so these are individuals or people that have their self-interest in the organization. For personal time constraints, this barrier arises when individuals don't have enough time to think strategically and reflect on the changes that needs to be made. So they may be too busy with their own daily tasks to dedicate time to long-term planning and decision making. So now let's shift our focus to the next element of effective leadership, using power effectively. So using power effectively means that a leader has the ability to make things happen according to their vision and goals. Power allows a leader to influence others, of course. If you don't have power, no one would follow you. So make important decisions and guide the direction of the organization. However, it's important for leaders to use their power responsibly and consider the needs and interests of others. So organizational basis of powers are derived from a leader's formal position in an organization's hierarchy, such as the authority and comes with being a CEO or a department head. Okay? So it is a type of power that is granted by the organization to the leader due to their position and can be used to influence others to accomplish organizational goals. That is your organizational basis of power. For personal basis of power, on the other hand, are derived from the leader's personality traits. So pag sinabi natin personality traits, we have your behavior also with behavior and skills, such as their ability to communicate effectively or build strong relationship with team members. So these personal attributes give a leader the power to influence others and achieve goals, regardless of their formal position in the organization. So personal power can be gained through one's reputation, charisma, expertise, or network of contacts. So that is the differentiation between organizational base of power versus personal basis of power. So this is an example of leader basis of power. Now, let's move on to another important aspect of leadership, which is your emotional intelligence. So I'm sure that you are familiar with EI. Okay? Naririnig nyo na ito. Patagal na. So emotional intelligence. This refers to a person's ability to understand and manage their own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It involves being aware of one's own feelings, controlling them, being motivated and optimistic, showing empathy towards others, and possessing good social skills to effectively communicate and influence others. In this, it means that having a good understanding of your emotions and the ability to use them to build strong relationship with others. Okay, that is AI. For so there has been a vast amount of literature on the successful trait of leaders. So these traits includes integrity, maturity, energy, judgment, motivation, intelligence, expertise, and many other more. So there are three broad sets of capabilities. We have your pure technical skills, cognitive abilities, and your emotion intelligence. So pag sinabing purely technical skills, these are specific skills related to a particular field or area of expertise. So pag sinabi nating area in a field of or with your expertise, which includes your accounting, ano pa ba, research, and many other more. Aside from that, or any other technical knowledge required to perform a specific job, yun ay, this describes your purely technical skills. For your cognitive abilities, these are mental abilities and skills that involve thinking, analyzing, and problem solving. So, example nito is that your analytical reasoning or quantitative analysis. Logical decision making. For EI, or your emotional intelligence, this refers to the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions effectively, navigate and build relationship with others. It also includes like yan, self-management and managing relationship. Ano pa ba? Self-awareness, empathy, and the ability to communicate and collaborate with others in a positive and productive manner. So emotional intelligence helps in handling interpersonal situation, um, also resolving conflicts and influencing others effectively. So these are the five components of emotional intelligence at work. We have your self-awareness, motivation, social skills, empathy, self-regulation, as being mentioned a while ago. So these are your, or this compose your emotional intelligence. Wherein self-awareness is the ability to know your own emotions, drives, values, and goals, as well as recognize their impact on others. For motivation, being given to achieve for the sake of achievement, not simply for money or status. For social skills, the ability to build and manage relationship to more people in a desired direction. Empathy, the ability to see and consider others people's feelings, especially when making decisions. And self-regulation, the ability to control or redirect disruption emotions and impulses and adapt to changing circumstances. So in conclusion, implementing a strategy requires careful planning, coordination, and adaptability. Key considerations including aligning organizational resources, fostering a positive culture, effective communicating and strategy, monitoring progress, and making necessary adjustments along the way. So, by addressing these considerations, organizations can increase their chances of successfully executing their strategic plans and achieving their desired goals. I hope that you've learned something. Thank you for learning with me. And that's the end of our discussion for this unit. Okay, so again, thank you and have a nice day.